Hello everyone and welcome back to the Don't Have channel. This is Christian and in this video I'm going to show you how you can implement date and time picker functionality in your mobile application. So imagine you are building your mobile application and you would like to give the user the ability to select date or a time for a particular task. That is when the date and time picker functionality comes in play. So on my physical device, as you can see, I have the date and time showing and I can click on show date and then with the show date a pop-up appears, which is the calendar. Okay, so you can click on, let's say 30 and then September. Okay, so you can just click on that. Okay, and as you can see we have 30th September 2014. You can click on the top here to change the year, so let's say 23rd. You can change the month. Okay, and let's select 26 November, and then when you click on OK, it changes at the top here. Okay, and then with the time too, when you click on show time, you can select time, let's say 12 o'clock. Okay, then once you click on OK, it updates. Okay, so as usual, I'm going to show you the best and easy way of implementing this feature in your mobile application. So for this and more, let's dive into it. Alright, so let's start. I've already set up my project, which I have a video on that, so you can just cross check. I'll leave the link down below too if you need that video. Okay, and then I'm going to use VS Code as my code editor, and I'm going to preview my mobile application on my physical device with the help of Expo. So you can install Expo from Play Store and then you will be good to go. So I'm first going to start my bundler. So I'm going to open a new terminal. So I'm just going to pull it up, and then I'm going to type in npm spacebar run start, okay, to start my terminal for me, or start my bundler or server for me. Okay, all right, so my metro bundler is ready, and I will just launch my Expo goal. And as you can see on my physical device, I have scanned QR code, so I'm just going to click on scan QR code, and I'm going to scan the QR code of my metro bundler. So as you can see, it's building. Okay, alright, so now it's done, and as you can see we are showing some text which is welcome to the Don't Have. Okay, so now we can start with the implementation. We are going to need a library which we will install it in a couple of minutes. So you can just click on this plus button right here to open a new terminal for you. And in this new terminal, we are going to install DateTimePicker from the React Native community. Okay, so we are just going to type in npx spacebar expo spacebar install, and then at the symbol, and then you type in react dash, which is hyphen native hyphen community spacebar DateTimePicker. Yeah, it's quite long. Okay, but you don't worry, I will leave it in the comment section as well. So you can just press enter to install that for you. So let's wait for it to finish installing. Alright, so we've been able to install the library successfully. And when you check in your package.json under your dependencies, we have React Native community / date time picker, right? So it means we've been able to install it successfully. So let's start with the implementation. I'm going to pull this, the terminal. Going to pull it a little bit down, and then we'll start by importing some stuff. Okay, so the first thing I would like to import is of course the date time picker. So date time picker. Okay, we are going to import that from our at React community date time picker. Okay, and then we also have to import button. So we're going to need button. I'm just going to import that, and then we're also going to need the use state. So let's import from React. Okay, so from React we're going to import our use state. So I'm just going to go here, type in use state. Okay, and then down here I'm just going to paste this here. So I have some use states here. They are variable and functions here. So as you can see, we have a date. Okay, so we are storing the date, whatever date we pass in here. Okay, and then we are going to use the set date to update it, of course. And then I have another one to set the mode, whether time or date. Okay, and currently we set it to date. I have another one to just show whether I should show off or you see, currently when I was displaying it to you, when you click on the button, a pop-up menu appears, which could be a calendar or a time, which you can select your date or time. Okay, so this is what you are going to use to implement that toggle, whether you should show or not. Okay, and then I have a couple of functions down here. I have the onChange function, which you are going to pass in the selected date or time. Okay, and then we are going to use that to change the current date to the selected one. Okay, and then we have the set to show, which is to show or to hide the calendar or the time calendar. Okay, so the next one is to, I think I should have started here and explain it from top to down. Okay, so let me start with the down one, which is show time. Okay, so this function will call the show mode to change the mode from, let's say, date to time. Okay, so you pass in the mode here, and when you click on the show date picker, it's also going to call the same show mode and change the mode to the date. Okay, and then we have the show mode, of course, is just going to get a current mode and then change the mode here to that particular mode, which is either time or date. Okay, and then this onChange, I will explain it again. We are going to call it, and whenever we call it, we pass in the selected date, and then the selected date will be we're going to change our current date to the selected date. Basically, that's what it's going to do. Okay, so now let's dive into it here. So the first thing I would like to do is I'm just going to call our buttons here. So our button, and then inside our button we have a prop call on press. So now when you press on the button, what do you want to do? So first I would like to show the date picker. Okay, and then the button needs a prop which is title, and I'm just going to say show or select, let me say select date. Okay, and then I'm just going to close it, so it's self-closing. I'll create another one, so let me save it, and as you can see, hopefully we don't get any error. So let me just pull. Okay, that's already been updated, so we are good to go. And then this one, let's change it to show time. Okay, so show time picker, then here we say select time. So let's save that one as well. So our two buttons have been implemented. Okay, and now when you click on them, as you can see, nothing happens. Okay, so we are now going to either determine to show the date or the date and time, which is the pop-up menu that always appears. We are now going to determine whether we should show it or not based on the current show state. Okay, right, so currently it's false, right? So now when it's true, we would like to show the DateTimePicker, which is the pop-up menu which has the calendar on it. If it's false, we want to hide it. Okay, so we can just do that by calling the show here, and then we pass in the and then we bring our brackets, and then here we're just going to call the DateTimePicker, and with the DateTimePicker it's self-closing as well. So I'm just going to close it, and then here you pass in a couple of props. So the first one is the test ID. So the test ID, you are going to pass in date and then time picker. Okay, and then the next one we will do is we'll pass in the value. So the value is going to be the date. Okay, so as you can see, we have the date here. We're going to pass in that, and then the next one we are going to pass in is the mode. So currently, what mode are we passing? So we can grab that from the mode, then we pass it here. Okay, and then the next one is whether we should use the 24 hours format or not. So we are just going to pass in through here. We want to use the 24 hours format. Then the last one is going to be on change. So whenever there is change on the calendar or on the DateTimePicker, we like to call the onChange function, which we implemented earlier on at the top here. Okay, yeah. So let's save this and let's find out whether it's working. So currently it's on, right? So when you select one and you click on it, it's off. When you click on date, it's on again. Please, your eyes on my physical device now. So, okay, as you can see, it's working. But we can now let's clear this here and let's try and show the date. So I'm just going to call the date. Oops. I have to bring the curly braces here. I'm going to call the date here. Then you have to local date string. Okay, and I'm just going to call that function here. So let's save it. Okay, so now we are getting our current date. Let's change it to local string, and let's see, because currently we are getting only the date and we don't want that. We want to get the date and time. Okay, so now we have the date and time. Okay, and I would like to create some separator here, so I'm just going to use the view, and then here I'm just going to give it a style. With the style, I'm going to give it a height of, let's say, 20 pixels, and then a width of 100%. Let's save it just to separate the components. So save this one as well, as you can see. Yeah. So now let's click on select date. When you click on select date, currently the date is 27th August, okay, 2020. So let's come to 2024, and then September is 22nd. So when I click on OK, now we have 22nd September 2024, and then the time is currently 3:15. So we can select on time and let's change it to 6:30. Okay, 6:30, and let's click on OK. So now you see we've changed to 6:30. Yeah. So this is the best way, or the nice and quickest way of implementing your date and time functionality in your mobile application. I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you did, kindly click on the subscribe button, like this video, share with friends, and turn on your notification for an amazing content like this. So for this and more, I will see you in the next video, and happy coding.